Okay, so if you've been living under a rock, hopefully you haven't. The 1st of April this year, SERMI went live in the UK. But it is not mandatory. I feel I need to say that. It is not compulsory yet. It could well be that it is in the future, but today it's not. SERMI stands for Security-Related Vehicle Repair Maintenance Information. Yeah, so just to be clear, at the moment, there is no change for any of our customers that use our Megamax S20 right the way through to the X, and anything in between. There is no difference. Nothing's changed for those customers. The only difference is if you're using our remote services, then you may need to be SERMI registered.
At the moment, if I was an independent user and I'm just using lots of independent tools, theoretically, my life is just normal.
Exactly.
But if I suddenly have a module that I need to code and I need to use an OE tool for that, then it has changed because we can't just go into it and code it anymore because there's steps we have to follow.
That's right, yeah. And that's the thing, we don't want to frighten the independent aftermarket because, like we just said, nothing, there's many businesses across the UK, nothing's changed overnight.
No,
1st of April came. They've still got to work.
Yep.
The workshop's still full. The gearbox, the clutch, the service, the service light, nothing's changed.
And this is the important bit to get across to people, I think, isn't it? It's like if you're doing generic service work on a vehicle, theoretically your life is the same as it was.
Yeah.
If you've got a more in-depth issue, or you've got a module that needs replacing, or you've got an update that needs to be done, then your life might have changed because that's where SERMI activates really.
Yeah. But if
I'm doing like an oil service on that, my life is the same.
Exactly the same, yeah. Give us some examples of the types of jobs that you've seen where you're like, oh, okay, I've got to authorise this with a QR code.
We've had a couple of Fords that have had keys and body control modules. We've had, same with Jaguar Land Rover, a few keys that then require immobilisation.
Okay.
We had a Nissan, I think it was an MV300, that was keys as well. So
we had one quite recently. It was a Mercedes one, an E-Class, the rear light cluster. Yeah, because that's something to do with the alarm, isn't it?
Well, that was pre-SERMI launching. But, but it is a SERMI job because it's got a alarm sensor in part of the rear light, so it's technically SERMI.
Do you see? And that's the thing, isn't it? You wouldn't initially think that.
No.
From taking that job on. The rear lights come in broken, damaged, and then all of a sudden, you can't do nothing with it because you need to be registered.
Yeah. There's a lot of obvious things we were like, okay, well, yeah, fair enough. But like we were talking about again in the office, that BMW X3 blind spot, just doing a calibration, which is just ADAS, is a SERMI job.
Yeah.
Because it's got, again, a sensor in it that links back to the BCM, which means that it clarifies or counts as a SERMI.
And that is the fear though, isn't it? I think also, on one hand, we're saying nothing's going to change the independent aftermarket, which it hasn't at the moment.
No.
But the other issue is what we just spoke about there is there's a couple of things that arguably the OE are dictating, and then that's a little bit concerning because we might end up with jobs which we deem are everyday that actually turn out that you need to be registered in the future.
When you log in to the OE tool, theoretically nothing's different. It's only when you start doing a security-related job or a job that involves SERMI, that's when the handshake process starts because it will let you get to a certain stage and then you'll effectively hit a wall and the SERMI pop-up box will appear and you have to start the authentication process. It's very similar for our end users that use our normal Gutmann tools to cybersecurity. If you're using cybersecurity, going through the motions with that, you'll eventually hit that wall in the car where you have to log in. SERMI is the same, but just with extra steps. The customer will create the ticket as normal. So let's use an easy example. Let's say you've got a Ford and you need to code a new key. You raise a ticket as normal, you'll come online, we'll do our normal bit of asking how we can help. The customer will say, I have a Ford, I need to code a new key. Straight away, we know Ford are registered, so we'll go, okay, well, are you SERMI registered? If the customer says yes, we'll then continue doing the job on the tool. When we get the pop-up box on FDRS or IDS to say, okay, SERMI is now applicable, we scan it at our end. We do our identification to confirm who we are on our side. Then we send a link to the customer once we've done our bit, which they then will open through the chat. They then scan the QR code their end with the same app. Once they have completed it their side, we get confirmation on our app and then we just carry on doing the job. The bit we do takes probably a couple of minutes. Then you send the link to the customer, again, providing
Everything's done. And
I think the first time you do it, it takes slightly longer because you haven't done it before. Once you've done it once, the process doesn't change. It's just rinse, repeat. So as soon as you've done it one time, the next time it happens, it's quicker, and then it'll be quicker. So I think as we go further down the line with the same customer doing more jobs, before too long, it'll be a couple minutes and then bang, done. Access is strictly locked to that vehicle that's being repaired. So nobody else could gain access to it whilst we're doing our bit on it. We abide by what the OE says is correct from a security related point of view. We're fully SERMI accredited. We've ticked all the boxes so that customers will just expect the same normal levels of service that they're used to. So for our independent garages that are using our remote service, no change, business as usual.
Yep.